Hello, and welcome to our first ever WebexOne. We are so honored that you have chosen to spend your time with us today, and I want to thank you for being here. While I wish we could be together, I'm very proud to be joining you today over Webex, of course. We have a great agenda lined up for you, not only to share our vision and strategy for Webex, but also for the future that we can co-create together. We, of course, have a ton of demos, announcements, new features, and special guests coming up. But first, I wanted to be here to say thank you. Because 2020, what a year it has been. Like many of you, when we started the year, I had a sense of hope and optimism, a fresh start for a new decade. But of course, we've all experienced a year like no other, and one we never expected and perhaps never imagined. We dispersed from our offices as we moved to remote work. After COVID-19 was declared a pandemic, 88% of organizations worldwide made it mandatory or encouraged their employees to work from home. Our kids have had to leave their classrooms, as well as their teachers and friends, to shift to remote learning, with 1.2 billion children moving to hybrid learning in just a matter of weeks. Our countries, cities, and businesses have shut down, then opened up, and now some have closed their doors again. Many of us have been isolated and socially distanced from friends and family, and our holidays have looked different this year. All organizations have had to rethink or accelerate their digital strategies to focus on resilience and agility. And some of you have been on the front lines every day, whether caring for the sick, delivering essential services, or taking care of those who are the most vulnerable in our communities. This has all been to slow the spread of the virus and keep each other safe, and for that, we'll be forever grateful. But in the midst of this tragedy, we found a way to stay connected, to stay productive, to do that securely, and that was with Webex. Webex has been giving us a way to keep our teams connected and keep them innovating, to keep our governments and businesses running and our children learning, to keep healthcare workers connected with patients and those patients connected to their loved ones. We at Cisco are deeply honored to have played a part in keeping the world running during the most trying of times. Let's take a look at how we've been able to help.
At times during the last year, the world seemed stuck, disconnected, but it wasn't. We all, every last one of us, didn't stop. We created a different path. We found a new way. We connected. We shared. We built solutions. We made plans. We met with our families and friends. We found ways to laugh. We had a new way to watch the game. We were there for each other. We informed, we inspired, we healed. We kept working, and we did it together. Because when we come together as people, every one of us, we can do anything. That's the power of we. The magic of Webex.
Now we must look to and plan for the future and the brighter days that lay ahead. For years, we've talked about the future of work, and that is here today, and it is a hybrid world. In our recent survey, 98% of respondents said they expect there to be at least one remote worker in every meeting going forward. And we've all been that remote worker in a meeting where everyone's in an office, and we know in the past the experience is not what we wanted it to be. This is why we're so focused on making the Webex experience 10x better than in-person interactions, because we have an opportunity to reimagine what work looks like. We can do this by simplifying your experience, making it more customizable and more inclusive to fit your needs. And of course, adding great new features like noise removal and more that you'll hear about this week. 96% of our survey respondents also told us they want technology that's smart. AI and machine learning will play a huge role in optimizing the office for safety, as well as increasing your productivity by providing built-in intelligence. We are integrating these technologies with Webex to help workers safely return to the office with things like environmental sensors in our devices, to manage social density, and by using insights to make your meetings more productive, making you more effective. Coming together with the right collaboration tools helps us innovate more, breaks down barriers, and equals the playing field. At Cisco, we anchor ourselves in our purpose, and that is to power an inclusive future for all. Whether it's fighting racial inequality, helping everyone gain access to opportunity, or battling a global pandemic, We have a shared desire to build a world in which everyone can participate and thrive. Our commitment has never been greater, and we believe the technology we build must be designed with this in mind. Webex is a great example of that, with the core value of Webex being inclusivity. Not only will we deliver experiences that are 10x better than in-person interactions, but we will deliver experiences that are inclusive and equal for all. Everything we do and everything we build on this world-leading platform will be done with this goal in mind. And this is the magic of we, a better future that we can build together. More than a decade ago, we were a pioneer in video conferencing, and now we are redefining it for the future. I'm so excited for what's ahead, and even more excited that you will be a part of it with us. Thank you again for being here today and for your partnership. I'm now thrilled to turn it over to Jeetu Patel, our Senior Vice President and GM for Security and Applications, to tell you about the all-new Webex. I'm extremely proud of what he and the entire team have achieved with Webex, with a renewed focus on feature velocity, simplicity, and most importantly, your experience. Have a great event, and now Jeetu, over to you.
Thank you, Chuck, for the kind intro, and hello, everyone, and welcome. So delighted to have you here. I'm glad you could take the time out to be with us here today, and it means a lot to us. We promise to surprise you with some amazing innovations that the team's been working on, and I think you're going to love it. But before we do that, I wanted to take a moment and spend some time to talk to you about what Webex really stands for. As Chuck mentioned, our mission is to build an inclusive future for all, and that's our core value. Now, in the world that we live in, it's unfortunate, but opportunity is pretty unevenly distributed, even though human potential is not. And I fundamentally believe that technology can change that for us. This chance to level the playing field, so to say, is one of the things that we get so excited about at Cisco. And let me provide some color on what I mean by that. There's about 3 billion digital workers on the planet today. About 1 billion of those are knowledge workers. Another 2 billion happen to be frontline and field workers. Now, our goal is to make sure that regardless of geography, language preference, personality type, we're able to make it possible for any of these 3 billion digital workers to equally participate in the global economy. Whether it's a person in a village in India or someone in the heart of Silicon Valley, they should have an equal voice. There should be no second-class citizens in the workplace. So the question is, how do we go about achieving this? Now, we can achieve this by starting to make sure that the Webex experience is 10x better than in-person interactions. Because when we can make the virtual experiences orders of magnitude better than in-person interactions, geography will no longer be an unfair advantage. Our managers will feel confident in the way that the fact that we can work from anywhere. And companies will be able to make sure that they can access a global talent pool rather than being restricted by the talent pool. And most importantly, everyone's going to be able to get a seat at the table, no matter where the table is. This is how we think we can create an inclusive future for all. And this is what we want to do with Webex and have the right investments being made so this becomes a reality. Now, 2020 was anything but a predictable year, and it's been a hard year. Today, when we think about the problems facing us post-COVID, we all want to make sure that we can empower remote workers as companies to seamlessly collaborate with anyone from anywhere so that business continues. But when it's time to get back to the office, we want to make sure that there's an enablement of safe return back to the office. And eventually, companies want to make sure that they can delight their customers by providing exceptional experiences. And to do this in a secure and insightful way, keeping in mind that privacy is a basic human right, is paramount to a company's success. Now, the older I've gotten, the more I've realized that the most precious resource all of us have is our time. Working in a global environment can be extremely stressful. To be included in a conversation shouldn't require that we burn ourselves out. For example, my team at Cisco is pretty distributed globally, and we're frequently dealing with people in multiple different time zones, as I'm sure you are as well. Scheduling time to have a synchronous conversation can be a complete nightmare sometimes, because it's not like you have an 8-hour day that overlaps with each other when you're in multiple different time zones. You probably have an hour and a half if you're in 3 different continents, and that's if you work a 12-hour day. Now, it's to solve really hard problems like these that we built the all-new Webex, your next-generation connections platform. Let's take a look. I absolutely love that video. But what I love even more is the product that the team has built. But before we dive into the details of the all-new Webex, I wanted to share with you 3 key design goals we kept in mind as we were building the product. The first design goal was to provide you with a perfect blend of synchronous communication with asynchronous communication, because we're not always going to be connected in real time efficiently. The second key design goal was to make sure that we can inject a degree of spontaneity and not just have every interaction be a planned interaction. Because you don't want to lose the richness of the interactions that happen in a hallway conversation, or dropping by a colleague's desk, or catching up in a coffee room. And the third design goal, which is a really important design goal, was quality over quantity. And I fundamentally believe our industry is optimized for the wrong metrics. It isn't how many minutes we've spent on a call. It isn't how many meetings we've participated in, or how many messages we've sent. Instead, it's how much we've gotten done. And to share more of this with you, and what we've built with these design goals in mind, I'd like to introduce Abhay to show you this in action.
Thank you, Jeetu. As Jeetu said, the all-new Webex experience is 10x better than in-person interactions. That's a tall order. But let me show you how we're going to do that. We are really excited about what we have done here. I'm sure you're going to love it. As the entire world moved to working from home, it became clear that your ability to appear professional in a meeting depended on many things that up until now were not relevant. Your environment, for example. Many people didn't necessarily have a home office or could not afford one. If you had to take a video meeting from your breakfast counter, or from your patio table, or from your living room sofa, ambient noise became a huge source of distraction. With our background noise removal technology from Babel Labs, we were able to put technology to good use to level the playing field and make everyone appear professional, no matter where they were. We use artificial intelligence to distinguish background noise from human speech so that background noise can be removed without affecting the fidelity of human speech. This technology works equally well with all kinds of noise. Dishes in kitchen, barking dogs, a vacuum cleaner, or a leaf blower, just to give a few examples. Let's take a look at this technology in action.
Hey, Suzanne. Thanks for jumping on a call. I had a quick question about our marketing program.
Sorry, it just caught me making a snack, but that marketing program is going to wow our customers.
Suzanne, why are you shouting?
You're telling me you can hear me over making a smoothie? That is incredible Webex background noise removal.
Isn't it incredible that Suzanne decided to start her blender while she was in a meeting? As we started spending more and more time in meetings, we all developed our favorite way to see other participants and any content they are sharing. But oftentimes, you want to focus on a few participants, putting them on a virtual stage. It was time to reimagine meeting layouts. With the all-new Webex, you can set your stage to your liking. You can start with the familiar grid view, but use the slider to show as many or as few participants as you want. And then you can stack the rest of the participants on the side. Scrolling through the participants is just like you would scroll through a document. Now you can add additional presenters to the stage simply by dragging and dropping the presenters on the virtual stage. See how easy it is? And then as a presenter, if you have the perfect setup for your meeting, you can then go ahead and set that view for everybody in the meeting. Not only that, taking inspiration from the weathermen and women that we see in the news, we thought it would be a great idea to blend your video with content. Introducing the new Immersive Share. Immersive Share allows you to bring yourself closer to your audience without them having to take their eyes off content you're presenting. You can resize your video and place it wherever you want on the screen. By blending your video and content together, your audience can get fully immersed in your meeting. Isn't that beautiful? When was the last time you thought your meeting was beautiful? And 10 times better than in-person interactions are even more applicable to large events. As organizations switch to working from home, conducting large town halls to keep in touch with your employees became even more important to business leaders. I know of several CEOs, Chuck Robbins for example, and CXOs who conduct regular check-ins with their employees. And product leaders and marketers also started to do a lot of webinars. These meetings now needed to scale to a much larger remote user population. We are happy to announce that we are now releasing 2 different modes for you to conduct events. You can choose the one that works for you the best. As you know, Webex Events today has a highly interactive experience where attendees can raise hand, come off of mute, and ask a question. Webex Events will now also support advanced capabilities like live transcription, panelist lobby, and practice sessions from the get-go, followed by producer layouts, moderated video Q&A, and breakout sessions. Not only that, Webex Events will progressively support up to 25,000 attendees. There are times, however, when users want to simply broadcast a live message or want to showcase a promotional video or two to a broad audience where feedback over chat is just fine and two-way live interactions are not really necessary. To cater to that need, we are now introducing the Webex webcast mode, which can allow you to scale up to 100,000 attendees. With these 2 modes, you can rest assured that your high-stakes, high-reach meetings can be done seamlessly, and we are really excited to bring this innovation to you. Now, let's talk about some other challenges with work from home. If your calendar is like mine and it is booked all day with back-to-back meetings, I'm sure some of these meetings run over and you are late to all subsequent meetings. Now you are dragging the rest of the team with you, making everybody less productive. Some of these meetings are what we think are quick sync meetings, where you may want to just get a question clarified and don't need more than a few minutes. Yet, just because Outlook decided to default to 30-minute durations for meetings, we end up booking 30 minutes in our calendar. Instead of setting up meetings based on the least amount of time in Outlook, we needed to find a new way to work. We are now announcing the Webex meeting templates. Webex meeting templates allow you to create various different types of meetings that do not have to fit within the 30-minute bound that Outlook imposes on you. And the first amongst that is what we call a quick sync meeting. Introducing the quick sync meeting. Just like Twitter forces you to make your point in 280 characters or less, quick sync meeting allows us to have meetings within a specific time limit. And once that time limit, say 7 minutes in this case, expires, that meeting just ends. You can schedule such a meeting, and when the attendees see the schedule there, it's pretty clear that it's a 7-minute quick sync meeting. When you join the meeting, there is a timer that tells you how much time you have left. Having a timer that counts down can speed up your conversations so that you can focus on getting things done. Now, if you're a team leader or a manager, you often have meetings where you want to solicit feedback from everybody in the meeting. In a typical meeting, a few people end up hogging the mic and drown out all of the participants. And if you're an introvert who does not want to speak up unless given an opportunity, you will end up being a silent observer throughout the meeting. With the all-new Webex, everyone has a voice. So how do we ensure everyone has voice? To address this, we turn to the real world where soliciting everyone's input is done in a structured way. And we look to none other than the US Supreme Court for inspiration. In the Supreme Court, when there's a case being heard, the counsel gets to speak for 2 minutes uninterrupted. Such a 2-minute rule could be extremely beneficial in a roundtable meeting, ensuring everybody gets their fair share of time to speak. Our new Roundtable Webex template lets you do exactly that. You can set up your meeting, and you can set up your agenda for the meeting, and you can make sure that everyone has a chance to speak, one speaker at a time. When you join the meeting, you can see that there is a familiar timer, but it also tells you who is speaking. The active speaker is identified. And then when you go open up the participant list, you can see who has taken turns and who is up next to speak. Quick Sync, Roundtable, they are just examples of Webex templates, and we'll be adding many more in the next few months. With the all-new Webex, everyone has a voice. But what if you speak a different language? Last summer, we released the industry's first meeting assistant that also doubled down to provide closed captioning in meetings. This allowed people with hearing disabilities to participate in meetings by reading closed captions. But many times, you have people with diverse backgrounds where the language spoken in a meeting may not be the language of their choice. An inclusive meeting application needs to provide the tools necessary for participants to read closed captions in the language of their choice. Introducing real-time language translations. With this feature, not only can you get closed captioning, but you can see that in the language of your choice. In this example, we started off with English, then went to Spanish, and then even you can choose languages like Mandarin. We are starting with the top 15 languages used in the world that cover more than 80% of the world's population, and going forward, we'll be adding several more languages to the mix. Giving equal voice to everyone in a meeting drives that inclusive behavior in your team. No matter your geographic location, where you come from, your personality type, what language you speak, or whether you have special needs, with the all-new Webex, everyone is included. Oftentimes, when you're in a large meeting and you're presenting, if you're like me, you want the audience to give you feedback. Speaking to lots of people on mute isn't particularly appealing to me, or for that matter, any other presenter. Most people are polite, though, and do not want to interrupt the speaker, even when you invite them to interrupt you. But most people give feedback using their body language. We built in-meeting reactions to allow people to provide feedback without having to interrupt you. But we soon discovered that even though little kids in school quickly found this feature and used it a lot, some of the not-so-tech-savvy users never used it. We thought it might be a great idea if we somehow let the users discover meeting reactions by simply detecting their body language. This will allow for non-power users of Webex be as productive as power users. With video meetings and artificial intelligence, we are now able to let you provide in-meeting reactions and feedback using natural gestures. You can give a thumbs up or down or an applause to trigger reactions, or simply raise your hand to raise hand in a meeting. We'll make sure the gestures that we build are localized across the world to honor the regional culture. These powerful features allows everybody in the meeting to provide feedback while at the same time being polite, and for presenters to accept feedback from all the attendees. Hand gesture recognition will be released in the upcoming release of the all-new Webex. Meetings templates, gestures are examples of features that make interactions on Webex 10 times better than in-person interactions, and in doing so, make us a lot more productive. Speaking of productivity, our in-meeting Webex assistant always had the ability to generate action items and highlights. After the release of our assistant last summer, we have seen tremendous usage and adoption across all customers. The all-new Webex now has post-meeting highlights that are made very simple and consumable so that you can access them, share them, and edit all your meeting artifacts like action items and notes. We're also making it easy to allow you to jump to the part of the meeting that you want to review quickly without having to go through the entire meeting recording. We truly believe that productive meetings are the ones that do not generate additional meetings. That's right, meetings that lead to fewer meetings. By allowing you to collaborate on your meeting action items asynchronously, you can eliminate the need for synchronous video collaboration and help reduce video fatigue. But that usually comes with the problem of explosion of messages. In this world today, we are inundated with all kinds of information, text messages, social media applications, notifications from various different applications. How do you prioritize work messages? With the all-new Webex, we are now bringing the ability for you to prioritize how you respond to messages. By leveraging Webex Graph, which you're going to hear about very soon, we can build relationship intelligence to surface the most important message for you. For example, a message from your manager. These messages are highlighted where you can quickly read them, react to them, or do a quick reply, like in this case. And if for some reason we err in prioritizing a message for you, you can provide feedback to the system so that the system can learn what is most important for you. As you can see, our teams have been busy. With the all-new Webex, everyone is included, everyone has a voice, and everyone participates. Webex enables inclusive collaboration anywhere, anytime, making our vision of the all-new Webex being 10x better than in-person interactions a reality. There is more to come. Let me hand it back to Jeetu.
Thank you, Abhay. Well, folks, that's the all-new Webex that we're so excited about. We hope you enjoy using it as much as we've all enjoyed building it. You're going to love it. But that's not all. In fact, we're just getting started. And what I'd like to do next is walk you through our complete strategy and all the areas you can expect massive innovation from us and how you experience Webex. To start with, know that we're going to be investing very heavily in a collab app suite, which includes meetings, messaging, calling, but also whiteboarding, polling, Q&A, and much, much more. Now, all of these aspects are also going to be exposed as an API and an SDK layer in the platform, targeted for developers so that they can not only customize applications, but also integrate with other ISVs easily and make sure that we can embed Webex into custom applications. Now, know that Webex was built for a very broad audience of hundreds of millions of users. But there are times when people need specialized experiences for a very targeted set of personas for very, very specific use cases that need to get catered to. We're going to use our platform capabilities to make sure that those applications get built ourselves, as well as we leverage a partner ecosystem in areas that they have domain expertise so that they can extend the platform by building applications themselves. Now, once you've had those specialized experiences, they're all going to be made available through the devices that you know and love. But that's not all. We'll also make sure that we have a fabric of AI capability that's available in the platform so that magical functionality can be made available to you and keep getting better and better and better over time. Now, Cisco is all about security, privacy, compliance, and we wanted to make sure that that was something that was built from the ground up with the platform rather than something that's an afterthought that's bolted on. And that's what we've done with our security capabilities within the platform. And our fundamental belief is that privacy is a basic human right, and we must honor and respect that at all times. So folks, that's the Webex Connections platform. Let's take a deeper look. To further expand on how we've completely reimagined a few of these experiences, I'd like to introduce Larissa.
Thanks, Jeetu. The all-new Webex is our integrated experience across calling, meetings, messaging, presence, and much more. Think of it like your connection platform or communication OS. I can't wait to show you some of my favorite features. We have personally been using the all-new Webex as a distributed team even prior to the pandemic, but our work style was really put to the test over the last 9 months. We haven't been in the same building since the start of the year, yet we've been delivering experiences that are 10x better than in-person interactions every day while apart. When we were in the office, it was so easy to see when someone was available. You can catch them when they left a meeting early, or see them at their desk, busy, not wanting to be interrupted. In our new remote world, we rely on the Webex Presence feature to help us find moments for spontaneous productivity while respecting one's need for independent work time. Our presence delivers a rich awareness across our software and hardware experiences, unlike no one in the industry. Webex can automatically represent when you're in a meeting, on a call, presenting, or away from your work. We also respect your need for independent time or time for personal commitments. Last but not least, we let everyone know when you're on vacation. At a glance, I can see who's available across my entire team. Now that's a 10x better than in-person interaction. In reality, our physical distribution around the world, campus, or even a single building makes it impossible for me to see all of my teammates at a moment. While Presence helps me find spontaneous one-on-one time, I frequently need to get my entire team together for a quick decision or brainstorm. These are typically unplanned get-togethers, sometimes due to an emergency, other times due to a good idea that just needs team momentum. The all-new Webex isn't just about scheduled meetings. It enables spontaneous work like no other. With our Webex Huddle feature, you can quickly call specific team members into a quick conversation with a single click. You simply find the right space based on topic, people, or event, and hit Huddle. This starts the huddle and sends a notification for everyone in the team to join. All space members can join, regardless of whether they are internal or external to your organization. No scheduling, no agenda, no prep. Just a quick call to get everyone together to get stuff done. My next favorite thing about the all-new Webex is that it is rich enough to be your personal phone. Our app works with all traditional workflows, from multi-line for sales teams to hunt groups for contact center agents. While it can connect and control your desk phone in the office, it can also fully function as your business phone while at home. Most importantly, it elevates the call experience from audio to video. The all-new Webex makes it easier to virtually stop by anyone's desk, as well as bring your team together, all while enabling your customers and your partners to reach you no matter where you work. What I'm excited to share next is how we are changing the world of calling. Today, we own over 50% market share in calling. We connect over 1.2 billion people over phone calls each month. As Jeetu mentioned, we are building an inclusive future for all 3 billion digital workers. Today, Meetings supports many of the 1 billion knowledge workers, but calling will impact the 2 billion field and frontline workers. We are evolving calling from a hearing-only experience to seeing and doing more with the people you talk to. The younger generations have already redefined their expectations of a call. I know my daughter thinks the phone is broken whenever she's talking to grandma and can't see her. This calling evolution will enhance every interaction, from patient to doctor, citizen to government, shopper to vendor. One of the biggest differences between a meeting and a call is that you just don't know when someone will call you. Today, we will look at scenarios across the field worker, shopper, and patient. Webex is powering calls across industries. Many field workers experience challenges that require remote assistance or help on site. Audio-only support takes an entire description of the problem before even starting on the solution. Let's face it, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Our solution provides a hands-free communication experience that is initiated by a quick call from the field worker to the expert. Webex Expert on Demand enables the remote worker to see and hear what the field worker is seeing, so they can quickly work together on a solution. Not only that, the remote expert is able to deliver annotations on the video directly to the field worker, making it easier to pinpoint and solve problems. In partnership with RealWare, we have delivered the same experience as being on-site. Next, let's take a look at how we are reimagining the shopping experience. Here you have a customer shopping on their mobile device. They need some assistance while not entering the store. How often have you called into the store frustrated with complex calling menus and boring hold times? With Webex Calling, customers no longer have to waste time dealing with complex audio menus. They are instead presented with a video menu. This streamlines the connection to the sales associate in the store. With our experience, they don't just hear the sales associate, they're able to see them. After a successful sale, the customer is on hold waiting for final confirmation. Instead of boring hold music, they are served with a short video on the new curbside pickup process. This customer now feels better prepared for their safe pickup. Finally, I want to share how we have reimagined the healthcare experience during the pandemic. Webex, in partnership with Ava Robotics, delivers Evolve Calling to connect families while keeping our frontline workers safe. Let's take a look.
Right now, the patients are isolated. They haven't been able to see their families.
So we needed a way that was fast, reliable, and easy for everyone to use. Ava has provided us opportunity to go room to room and have the doctor visit the resident.
Most powerful thing was for me, 2 hours after it arrived, there were family visiting already.
When I'm getting wheeled down the hallway, between rooms, patients will be sort of waving at me.
It can go in there, I can adjust it so that we can see the resident very clear.
We found all sorts of unexpected efficiencies. We're saving commuting time. I can do a couple things. I can have a couple different screens open.
Now they could go assess the patient on demand, regardless where they are. Well, we chose Webex because of its enterprise-grade communication.
Being able to connect with people that you don't get to visit is everything.
As you just saw, the all-new Webex isn't just about getting work done. It makes every experience better for the shopper, remote worker, and even connecting loved ones. Webex Calling, our multi-tenant, Cisco-hosted cloud calling, is bringing these game-changing calling experiences to 84 countries and counting. Now that I've shown you the all-new Webex, I want to tell you how we are making it easier to get the best that we have to offer. Our Flex plan allows you to get more from Webex at a better price. We have also extended our PSTN options to now include the new Cisco calling plan, available in the US, then Canada, and 20 more countries before the summer of next year. Last but not least, give our app a try by downloading the latest on webex.com. I hope you're as excited as I am about the impact we can deliver together by enriching the calling experience around the world. Thank you. Back to you, Jeetu.
Hey, thanks, Larissa. As you can see, folks, we're pretty excited to be your next generation connections platform, starting by providing a world-class collab app suite. But there's more. And I'm really excited today to announce Cisco's intent to acquire Slido. It's a technology company headquartered in Bratislava, Slovakia. And the all-new Webex will soon, as a result of this acquisition, be able to offer a best-in-class audience engagement platform that significantly heightens participant engagement before, during, and after meetings and events for both in-person as well as virtual audiences. Now, let me show you how this manifests in the Webex experience itself. So if you're a user of Webex as a host, you can insert a questionnaire or a poll to drive engagement. And this is largely designed so that there's more interactivity, it feels more conversational, you can inject data into the entire experience as you move forward. And then once you've entered these kind of questions in as an attendee, you will be able to fill out these questions in real time and see other people's kind of answers as well. So even the idea is that even broadcasts will feel like conversations. And this is a great mechanism to provide audience engagement in real time. It works for everyone from the smallest of groups to the largest of events. Now, I really want to extend a warm welcome to my good friend Peter Komornick, who's the CEO at Slido, and the entire Slido team. You know, I joined Cisco back in August, and one of the first people I reached out to was Peter to say, hey, I think it might be better for us to join forces and go at it together. And the more we started talking to each other, the more excited we got. And so I can't wait for you to see all the innovation that we'll be able to bring together to you jointly. But that's not it, because we'll continue to make sure that Slido also integrates with Google Slides and Google Meet and Microsoft PowerPoint and Teams and into Zoom, just to make sure that we can continue our commitment to support an open ecosystem. Now, as you know, we've built products that can be used by hundreds of millions of people. And the beauty about our product is that we have a single product that can be used by businesses or government employees or students or anyone in between. But sometimes people want specialized experiences that are very targeted to solve very specific problems for distinct personas and specific use cases. Still using the magic, of course, of the underlying technology platform that we have, like audio, video, collaboration capabilities, what have you. And a great example of this is our contact center technology that we're currently a market leader of. But we felt we could do a whole lot more in this area. So today, I'm excited to announce the all-new Webex Contact Center. It's designed completely from the ground up for the cloud. It's a completely modern and modular experience for the contact center agent. And let me share with you our perspective on why this is really, really important. Because when a customer calls, they should expect a seamless interaction when they only have to provide information once rather than have to keep repeating it over and over again if they get transferred from one place to the other. They should expect that the agent knows who they are and has all the context and the history right in front of them. And most importantly, can resolve issues quickly and efficiently. So this all-new kind of Webex Contact Center is going to allow you to do this in a really modular way, regardless of the channel that the customer can communicate with you on, whether it be WhatsApp, SMS, phone call. They'll have all the history and context. They'll have a completely modular application so that they don't have to keep switching applications back and forth. And it's going to provide a delightful experience back to your customer. But that's not it. This is a really, really exciting announcement, but we have one more announcement in this area. And by the way, if you want to see more about this announcement, make sure you attend tomorrow's keynote, because Javed and Omar will talk to you a whole lot more about the Webex Contact Center and the entire market of customer experience as a service. And we're doubling down further on enhancing customer experience today with our pending acquisition of IMI Mobile. Now, as a result of this acquisition of IMI Mobile, we'll be able to add true omni-channel capability to our portfolio, creating a world where organizations can stay constantly connected to their customers in the way that they want. Each interaction will be faster and smarter, and is an opportunity to deliver rich, engaging, and intuitive experiences for the customer. I think IMI puts it best over here, which is every interaction matters. Now, together with IMI Mobile, the new Webex Contact Center will offer a full configurable omni-channel solution, including many popular channels like SMS, WhatsApp, and many, many more, that will make it a whole lot easier for organizations to stay constantly connected with its customers and deliver delightful experiences across the entire life cycle of customer interaction. All right, next let's talk about devices. Now, in addition to working with Apple, Google, and Microsoft devices, which we're going to do an amazing job with, Webex is optimized to work with our award-winning device portfolio. Now, in addition to Webex phones that enable billions of connections each month, and the Webex Room series, like the Panorama that you've learned to know and love, we are now expanding to the Webex Desk series with 3 brand new products. Meet the Webex Desk, a more compact device for any desk at a super attractive price point. It's a beautiful 24-inch all-in-one smart display that can be used in the home or in the office and gives you a powerful set of AI features like noise removal and delivers background replacement. It can also act as a companion monitor. You'll be amazed with the magical sound and video quality of this device, and it really helps reduce fatigue when you're in front of the device for a long time. Next, I'd like to introduce you to the Webex Desk Camera for those of us who are frustrated using poor quality laptop and computer cameras. delivers a superior 4K quality Ultra HD video resolution in vibrant color. It works marvelously well in low lighting as well, frankly. And this small device provides a truly magical experience at a reasonable price, and it looks beautiful. It comes in black and in white. Now, over the past few months, one thing that we know for certain is that the future of work is for sure going to be hybrid. Some days people are going to be working from the office, and some days they're going to be working from home, and some days somewhere in the middle. As we move into this hybrid reality, our office configuration might also change. Some companies might want to have less dedicated desks to better utilize their space and adjust to new work patterns. Now, companies will want to make sure that regardless of which desk you sit at, it feels like your personal office. To make this a reality, we've thought long and hard, and we've imagined a whole new device category. We call this device category the Webex Desk Hub. Now, you might ask, what does this beautiful Webex Desk Hub do? Well, it instantly makes anywhere you are personalized for you. It detects your phone and acts as a hub for the rest of your devices. Imagine walking up to a desk, any desk, putting your phone, your mobile phone, on the desk hub, and it instantly knows your preferences, your identity, your calendar. It even displays your pictures. What desk phones did for hoteling as a use case, the desk hub will do for hot desking as a use case. And by the way, it also has a phone in it. Folks, I can't wait for you to try this out. I think you're going to love it. Now, we're not just a collection of apps, specialized experiences, and devices. Webex is a true platform. And to talk to you more about how we leverage the platform to deeply integrate an ecosystem of applications, I'd like to introduce Jono.
Thanks, Jeetu. Like Jeetu said earlier, Webex is not just a powerful suite of applications, it's also a platform with an ecosystem of integrations and apps to help you get your work done. Now, let's take a look at that ecosystem and how App Hub and the Webex platform helps everyone do their best work every day, everywhere. Our platform starts with a powerful open set of APIs and SDKs. This lets anyone light up and build the capabilities they need with Webex. And we're adding even more functionality in the coming months to this platform, like letting you add tab applications with an API, and improvements to our embeddable widgets and SDKs to help developers build even better solutions. Next, we have a comprehensive developer program to help our partners and customers build solutions. Earlier today, you heard Larissa Horton highlight just a few examples of the game-changing solutions that we and our partners have built, like Expert on Demand with Railware. And there's an even broader range of other solutions out there that are being built today, solving big problems across some of our most critical industries and verticals, from healthcare to education, government, and even manufacturing. Now, for all the developers out there, visit developer.webex.com for access to all of the assets we have for you, including documentation, white papers, and even getting started samples so you can get going in minutes. Finally, we power up your everyday work with a rich set of integrations available in our refreshed App Hub. These integrations help you get work done across a wide swath of business areas, from incident response to sales engagement, from document collaboration to orchestration and automation. With this App Hub refresh, these integrations are readily available at your fingertips. And thanks to work coming soon, you'll also be able to find and use these apps during your meetings. All this means that whatever apps you use, they just work with Webex to help you get more work done faster, and done better. And unlike some of the other platforms out there, with Webex, you'll be able to find and use these apps before, during, and after your meetings. We're super excited about all of the existing and our new and enhanced integrations coming your way in the near future. And trust me, there will be many. Later today, we'll even give you a sneak peek at some of the upcoming integrations with Box, Salesforce, and ServiceNow. Tomorrow, you'll see our Facebook and Dropbox integrations. We'll show you how they make your life better and why our partners are excited about them. But for now, back to Jeetu to walk you through more exciting news about WebEx.
Thank you, Jono. Now, Jono talked about a really important part of our platform strategy, which is enabling the entire ecosystem to work closely with WebEx. Regardless of the application you as a user are using, you should be able to work seamlessly with WebEx. But there's another really important innovation I'd like to share with you in this area of platform, and that's WebEx Graph. Now, over the past few years, we've invested pretty heavily in our data platform to better understand the interrelationships between people, teams, devices, meetings, messages, and interactions overall. And assessing the patterns of how people interact is something that can be used to deliver pretty meaningful insights to individuals, teams, and organizations. And we'll take a look at some examples shortly, but know that this is a key part of our strategy moving forward for the platform. And we've done this with an extreme emphasis on protecting the individual user's privacy. Now, part of being a platform is to make sure that artificial intelligence is a core part of the fabric of the platform. Our past few years, we've invested pretty heavily in the AI capability stack with WebEx to the tune of over $1 billion. And some of the capabilities we've delivered include auto-transcription or real-time language translation, facial recognition, people count within rooms, WebEx Assistant, gesture recognition, and so much more. Now, most recently, we added background noise removal capability to bring AI to enhance video quality with our recent acquisition of Babel Labs. Another important advancement we made in the world of AI has been in fundamentally reimagining people insights powered by WebEx Graph. And to show you more about it, let me introduce Yvonne and Laura from our artificial intelligence team.
Thanks, Jeetu, and hello, everyone. For the last few years, we've been working hard building the WebEx Graph, a data platform that unites billions of data points from across the WebEx product suite and the web at large. We take inputs like your WebEx meeting and messaging activity, your company directory, and your online public footprint. We then combine them into a rich understanding of you, your work habits, the people around you, the activities you share, and the relationships that tie it all together. Now, let's say, for example, you recently joined a new team within your company. WebEx Graph knows that you attended over a dozen meetings with your new colleagues this week. It knows that there are 2 people on the team you're already very familiar with, and 5 people who you've rarely or never interacted with before, including one who went to the same college as you. Small world, right? WebEx Graph already powers features like people insights and message highlights in WebEx, and analytics tools in Control Hub. But we believe it can do so much more. We're incredibly excited to announce the launch of the next set of features powered by WebEx Graph. I'll pass it over to Yvonne to tell you more.
Thanks, Laura. Today, we're announcing the all-new People Insights, which uses insights derived from WebEx Graph to help you and your team better understand how you work and collaborate. Here at WebEx, we don't think success can be measured by looking into how many meetings you attend or how many messages you send. We believe that it's your relationships that lead to productive collaboration. We want to put the power of your data in your hands with 2 new features. First, Personal Insights will show you how you're spending your most precious resource, your time. For example, which relationships are you investing in, and how do those relationships connect you to the broader organization? And second, Team Insights can similarly show you if your team is building the relationships it needs to be successful. We'll help you visualize your team's strongest connections by region, by function, by office, and you'll be able to see if those ties are in decline or on the rise. With these new additions to People Insights, you'll have all of this intelligence from WebEx Graph at your fingertips. Back to you, Jeetu.
Thank you, Yvonne and Laura. We're all so excited about this area, and if that's piqued your interest, be sure to attend tomorrow's keynote, where you'll learn a whole lot more about People Insights. Now, finally, we want to be sure to deliver a safe, secure, compliant, and manageable experience for our customers when they use WebEx. Now, we've built WebEx from the ground up for security, privacy, compliance, and manageability in mind, rather than an afterthought that was bolted on. And we fundamentally believe that privacy is a basic human right, and this acts as a core guiding principle for us in all of our innovation. Now, while we're miles ahead of our competition, we're taking an even bigger step today. Today, folks, I'm happy to announce the concept of ethical walls, which allow you to set boundaries to keep data private between groups. So for example, imagine you're a financial services company and you don't want your research analysts talking to your investment bankers for regulatory reasons. Or if you're a consulting company and you're advising two direct competitors and you don't want to make sure that those teams interact with each other. Ethical walls allows you to solve this exact problem and maintain this separation. We hope you can see that security is not just an afterthought with WebEx, but deeply integrated into the core fabric and the experience of what we deliver. We look forward to sharing more with you in this area in tomorrow's keynote. Now, I hope you've seen a very clear demonstration of breakthrough innovation we've had and the priorities around making work a much more inclusive place than what it's ever been before. And to share a bit more about this, I wanted to show you a quick video to demonstrate the full potential of this technology that the team's put together. Let's roll tape.
What does the future of work look like? We see a future with endless possibilities, where everyone has a seat at the table, wherever that table is, where being productive is different than being busy. A future where devices do more than react.
Webex, start my meeting.
They respond. And distractions are now a thing of the past. Language is no longer a barrier. And everything you do is secure. We're building technology that serves your greater purpose.
We're working towards reducing plastic.
Creating experiences that are even better than being there. The future we see is seamless, secure, and inclusive for all.
As you've seen, the team's been pretty busy innovating to provide great experiences to you. Now, in order to truly delight users, we need the power of our collective ecosystem. We have some exciting announcements with some of our partners, some of whom have been gracious enough to come join us here, and I'm happy to share some of those conversations with you. Enjoy. Hello, everyone, and I am excited because we have a good friend of mine, Aaron Levy, from CEO of Box, who's actually with us over here to talk a little bit about the partnership that we've created with WebEx and Box, and that's only gotten tighter over the course of the past few months. Levy, how are you, man?
Hey, Jeetu, good to be here.
It seems like you and I haven't stopped chatting since I left Box, so it's worked out pretty well.
I've only seen you even more, so it's good to be here though at your conference.
Yep, and we have some pretty exciting announcements of integrations that we are actually going to be making. So let's actually see if we can take a look at some of those announcements. So we have a video that we're going to show before we get into some pretty interesting Q&A with Aaron.
Hi everyone, my name is Michelle O, and I lead our Partner Integrations Product Management team at Box. I wanted to provide you with a sneak preview into the new Box WebEx integration coming next year. We're excited to bring together the power of Box and WebEx to create a more seamless collaboration experience. In Box, users will be able to access WebEx right within our file preview. You can either start or schedule a WebEx meeting or share the file into a new team space. 5 collaborators will automatically be added to this space or meeting, and all those sharing events will be captured in the Box activity feed, where you can keep track of the rich context and history of your file. We're extremely excited to be launching these features together and can't wait to get them into your hands.
Wow, Aaron, that's exciting to see that demo, and it seems like the team's done a lot of work in a very short amount of time. And why did you think it was so important for the two of us to partner so closely with Box and WebEx? Are your customers asking for it? What was the thinking around it?
Yeah, so firstly, obviously we appreciate the partnership. Cisco and Box have, I think, long shared a vision that the future of work is one where people can work from anywhere at any time with anyone securely. And this pandemic has only accelerated that move to that new way of working. And so right at the start of March, we saw a rapid increase in usage of both Box and WebEx together. So what we wanted to do was make sure that we created more seamless experiences where customers that were using Box could use Box for content management securely with WebEx meetings and with all of the collaboration happening within WebEx. So really excited to be able to bring that to market.
We use Box heavily at Cisco as well, and it's actually pretty exciting to see that the experience in WebEx is going to be seamlessly integrated with Box, and this is only going to get better and better over time. So we're just starting out with some pieces, but the teams have a pretty lofty vision of what they want to do over the course of the months and quarters ahead. Walk us through what customers are struggling with right now when they start to think about this kind of hybrid workplace. Like, what are they really finding to be difficult, and what can we as a technology community do to really take out the friction for the users?
Yeah, it's actually a great point. I think what's happened is there's been two types of companies. There's been there's been companies that made IT decisions 3, 5, 10 years ago, and this has been a blip because they've been able to move remote instantaneously. People work, very productively, and then there's been companies that have had to urgently go in and instantly stand up a lot of new infrastructure, begin to work in new ways. And I think what we can do as technology providers and certainly the ecosystem more broadly is find more seamless ways to have our technology work together, to simplify the user experience and simplify the daily work that employees have to go and do. The real promise of enterprise software is that it's supposed to make you more productive. It's supposed to make you actually more fulfilled at work. It's supposed to let you actually accomplish more in your job. And so what we want to be able to do together is take all of that work, take all of that complexity out of software, and just make it simple to be able to do your job from anywhere, any device, in any location.
Aaron, you and I can talk about this for hours on end, but unfortunately, they've only given us so much time that we can actually share the stage over here. So thank you again for taking all the time to galvanize the teams to work together, and we really appreciate the partnership. I really miss you and the team, and big fan of Box, and really looking forward to all that we're going to do moving forward. So really appreciate all that you've done for us.
Miss you too. Thanks, Jeetu.
Take care. I am delighted to have with me Aline Schneiderwind, Chief Revenue Officer of Salesforce Anywhere. And Aline, thank you for joining the show, and we appreciate you being here with us.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here.
I know that a big part of all of these technologies working together well is partnerships that all of us as a community of tech providers, continue to make sure that we prioritize. And Salesforce has been at the forefront of all of this. So can you share with us your philosophy on partnerships and why Cisco, and why does it make sense for us to partner?
Yes, for us, it starts with the customer. It starts with listening to the customers and really taking their cues on being where they want us to be. And something that we realize is we are not going to be everything for every customer. So it's super important that we have some strategic alliances and we enter into these partnerships. We don't have that many. We're very grateful for Cisco and the relationship that we've had for years. And really where our relationship started was in the spirit of collaboration, which again has always been a hot topic for our customers. But I would say in the current environment, and as you pointed out, as we look forward, will become more and more relevant and mission critical for them. So we're, again, grateful to be here. I feel like we've just started the journey, and there's so much more to come.
There's so much more to come. And the nice part about it is our teams have been working extremely well. And we have integrated our product experiences in a very seamless way. And we're also going to be doing a continued level of stuff to partner on the go-to-market side. But before we go into the details, let me actually show a demo of the product that the teams have built together, where it's a completely immersive experience between Salesforce and Webex. So we'll just quickly show the demo.
Hi everyone, my name is Ian Henderson and I'm a Director of Business Development and Strategy at Salesforce. I'm thrilled to be here at Cisco's very first WebexOne event and to give you a first look at the integration between Salesforce and Cisco Webex. Webex for Salesforce provides seamless collaboration, minimizing context switches and consolidating vital customer data into Salesforce records. Meetings, messages and calls are associated to leads, opportunities and any other custom object and can be accessed through Webex components without leaving Salesforce. We're very excited to bring this to market and combine the power of these two platforms. If you'd like to know more, you can see a deeper dive in Connie Tang's session. Thanks and have a great day.
That is fantastic. I'm so proud of what the teams have done together, and it happened in such a short amount of time even, and it's really appreciate all that the Salesforce team did. And the great news about this is we're just getting started, so there's so much more in the future. What would you say that the future holds for us as two companies that are going to continue to keep partnering? I love what you said about start with the customer and work backwards, because that's the reason that all these things work well, is when you don't overly think about yourself, but think about the experience for the customer. But what was the big value that the customers will get from this integration, and what should we expect in the future?
Yeah, so I think, for us, I would say it's very use case focused right now. Again, take a sales rep. who no longer is in the office and having their Monday morning forecast calls, they have to rethink how they're communicating and collaborating. And again, our partnership today, they can do that right within Salesforce without having to leave. And that's incredible. It helps. But there's so much more, again, whether you're selling and you have to reimagine how you're working with customers, or if you're a call center agent in the service space. And again, I could think through every industry, in a sense, has been disrupted and is reimagining how they're connecting to customers.
Yeah, we are really excited about all the future possibilities, and we're also excited about taking this integration to market, because one of the things that we find the huge amount of cognitive load for people is when they have to keep switching between applications. So the more you can be immersed in wherever the work is happening and have everything else just seamlessly work with that, that's what users want. That's what customers want. So thank you again for all the support that you've given us. Thank you for taking the time to come to this event, and we really, really appreciate what we've done together, and we actually are looking forward to what we're going to be doing in the months and quarters ahead.
Thank you. It was great to be here.
I am excited to have CJ Desai, my good friend, Chief Product Officer of ServiceNow, which has had an amazing run over the course of the past few years, with me over here to talk a little bit more about how we have integrated. Welcome, CJ. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Jeetu. Thanks for inviting me to Cisco WebexOne. Really excited that you joined Cisco and you are the leader in charge of this great piece of technology, among others. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, man. And last time we spoke was when your daughter was going to be going to, I think, Stanford. She's probably now in sophomore year or something, if I'm not mistaken. How's she doing?
Thanks for asking. She's doing great. She loves the college. It's a great campus, some of the best professors. And I'm sure that when your daughter is ready to hopefully get some advice from her, we'll be here to provide you with that suggestion, guidance.
I'm gonna need to come to you for advice on parenting to raise a kid like that, and then I'm gonna make sure my daughter uses your daughter as a mentor for sure. She's 9.5, so she's got another few years to go. But hey, I'm really excited about the partnership that the two of us have, two of our companies have been able to form over here. And there's the engineering and product teams have been working really closely together. Before we get started on the discussion, I thought it'd be good for us to just see a demo of the product that has been put together. So why don't we see if we can roll tape?
Hey everyone, Matt Schwimmer here, General Manager of the ITSM Business Unit at ServiceNow. Let's take a quick look at the new integration we are currently building with Cisco WebEx to allow professionals to collaborate seamlessly from ServiceNow, powered by the WebEx platform. WebEx actions are now surfaced directly within the ServiceNow Major Incident Management user interface that allow agents to open WebEx meeting conference bridges with just a few clicks. Another great capability is I can also broadcast updates as WebEx messages to all relevant stakeholders. Everyone remains updated without ever having to search for information. The information just finds them. Lots of new great capabilities combining ServiceNow's workflow with Cisco WebEx capabilities to deliver awesome experiences for our joint customers.
That was an amazing demo, CJ. Thanks again to your team for working with our team and getting this integration in place. And this is hopefully one of many, many things we're going to do together. But tell us a little bit about why you think the partnership's important between ServiceNow and WebEx.
So listen, ServiceNow is all about digital workflows, and ITSM is our flagship product. And within that flagship product, when there is a major IT incident, many teams come together to collaborate, and we want to make it very easy within ITSM to launch WebEx, where teams can collaborate, message with each other, they have the right context, the meetings happen, major incident is solved, and you can learn a bunch of lessons from it to do a root cause analysis. So we really feel that, Cisco WebEx, you have many, many joint customers with us at ServiceNow, and this thing is going to help improve the productivity of IT staff when they're using ITSM with Cisco WebEx.
And CJ, how do you think about just partnering in the ecosystem? Because one of the things in the cloud is it's, all of us are actually making sure that our products integrate well with each other, and ours are embedded into yours and your experience are embedded into ours. Talk a little bit about the philosophy around partnering and integration at ServiceNow.
So ServiceNow, Jeetu, one good thing is, the company was founded in 2004. And one of the key tenets of the architecture was that every data structure can be accessed via API. So now that's a good thing that you can access ServiceNow, any data structure with an API and make calls. However, there is still work that has to be done, like we have done here between Cisco, Webex, and ServiceNow. So we believe in integration with every cloud provider, because every time, as Jeetu, I'm sure you do, and speak to the largest Webex customers. I was on a call at IBM, and they were using Webex, and IBM is a big customer of ServiceNow and also for Cisco Webex.
Yep.
Those integrations, they've done right, and they're out of box for both Cisco Webex and ServiceNow, or in the cloud as we call it, makes it so much easier for our great customers to consume our services.
Yeah, the way we think about it, CJ, is any application that the customer is using, we ought to make sure that that application has a first-class experience when it's integrated into Webex so that it can work with Webex. And I'm sure you think about it the same way. Look, I know that this is, you've had some tremendous success over the course of the past few years, and you've been at ServiceNow for quite a while. How long have you been at ServiceNow?
I've been at ServiceNow 4 years, and have enjoyed how the ecosystem of ServiceNow has evolved, how our partnership has evolved. And Jeetu, I'll tell you, we had a meeting with Irving and the team at Cisco yesterday, where we are going to be, besides Cisco Webex, which has been a great partnership, we have been partnered with App Dynamics for a long time as well. And we are continuing to expand across many Cisco products, specifically on how we can provide best-in-class integration so that end customers have great experience.
Look, we feel so fortunate to have this relationship with you, and me personally with you as a good friend. Thank you again for taking all the time to support us, and thanks to your team for working so closely with our engineering team to make this happen. And this is hopefully one of the many, many experiences that we'll actually do jointly together in integrating our products tighter and tighter as over the next months and quarters. So appreciate all your help and support.
Absolutely, Jeetu. Really happy to partner with you guys.
Folks, I hope with the innovations we've shared with you, it's become abundantly clear that we're very committed to making sure that the 3 billion digital workers in the world are able to have equal access to opportunity, and that we're going to level the playing field. And with the way that we're going to do that is by making sure that Webex experiences are 10x better than in-person interactions. And if you do meet in person, we'll make that experience 10x better as well with the all-new Webex. Now, tomorrow is going to be another exciting day where we're going to share with you how you can further empower remote work, how you can make sure that when it's time to return back to the office, that we help you enable safe return back to the office. And we continue to help you in delighting your customers so that your business thrives. I can't tell you how much it means to me personally and to Cisco to have all of your support. And thank you again for taking your precious time and sharing it with us and learning more about Webex. We'll see you soon.
Hello, my name is Vaughan Klein, and I'm the Director at Cisco responsible for Webex across Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Russia. I wanted to take this moment to thank all of our customers and partners from EMEA for joining us at WebexOne. I trust that you enjoyed today's keynote from Jeetu Patel, showcasing the extraordinary innovation and investments that Cisco is putting into our Webex platform. As you can see, we've been extremely busy, and I'm so pleased that we've been able to demonstrate what we've been working on so that now we can all share in the excitement about the future of work. This amazing real-time capability of Webex, showcased throughout this 2-day WebexOne event, makes me reflect and consider where it all started. I commenced working back at Cisco in January of 2000. That's right, at the start of the 21st century. And I was working for Cisco in Australia, where I was actually based in a rural location on a 3,000-acre farm, which was several hours' drive away from the nearest major city. You see, while 2020 has seen the introduction of remote working to the vast majority of workers around the globe, staff at Cisco, well, we've been enabled and supported to work virtually from anywhere for 2 decades. And that is because here at Cisco, we've had access to the best collaboration technology combined with some of the best practices and a culture of inclusion to enable our staff to work securely and productively from anywhere. That's why for the past 2 years running, Cisco has been voted from millions of employee surveys as the #1 great place to work in the world. That's #1 before the pandemic and again voted #1 during the pandemic. Here at Cisco, we take this very seriously, as our internal experience on Webex is also the experience of our customers, and we want everyone who uses Webex to also be acclaimed as a great place to work. Since the onset of the pandemic, we have all seen an influx of businesses that have endeavoured to generate profit from the circumstances. But at Cisco, we took a different approach. As the need to transition to remote work swept its way around the world, we decided to open up our Webex platform and support the whole world. What was important to us was firstly safety, and then business-critical continuity. And Cisco, as the largest provider of real-time collaboration technology in the world, we wanted to provide every assistance that we were able. Around the world, we saw unprecedented demand for our Webex service. February, before lockdown, we saw 163 million participants and 7.3 billion minutes of Webex. And then it doubled and tripled. And then in EMEA, the amount of usage quadrupled. We're still seeing the new highs on the platform utilization with 26 billion minutes and 570 million global participants in the month of October. In turn, to meet the demand, we doubled the Webex capacity in the first 45 days of the lockdown and then added that again in the next 15 days. In real terms, Cisco took the largest real-time collaboration platform in the world, and in 60 days, we tripled its global capacity. To triple a cloud service with extraordinary high demand like real-time video, and we saw over 9,000% increase in video usage, it requires many components. But in the most basic sense, servers, switches, security, and software were all necessary to keep EMEA and the world collaborating. And thankfully, Cisco had all of those components in their portfolio. While it has become perhaps unfashionable to discuss the importance of hardware, Steve Jobs, when launching the iPhone in 2007, quoted a gentleman by the name of Alan Kay. He said, "People who are really serious about software should also make their own hardware." By way of explanation, I think anyone who's had a poor video experience will immediately understand the importance of the underlying network hardware. And here in EMEA, despite our best efforts, we have encountered some difficult moments. To any of our audience who've had occasions when it has been difficult to connect, we apologise. We continue to strive for perfection, and with our vastly expanded capability, we've received independent acknowledgement that our unique portfolio of hardware and software drove the highest reliability of the major real-time collaboration platforms. Still, we aspire to deliver the very best collaboration experience in the world, and I am proud to announce that this commitment continues. We're currently expanding our data center footprint in EMEA with a new and added capability being our German data center to complement our existing EMEA and global network. And that's not Cisco's only commitment to Webex and collaboration in EMEA. Our largest collaboration research and development facility in the world is in Oslo, where engineers continue to design the most awarded portfolio of cloud-connected video endpoints available in the market. And also in Ireland, there is another team of some of our brightest engineers conducting the critical research and development that delivers our artificial intelligence and voice-enabled assistant that's going to be so important to all of us on our return to office strategies. You see, in EMEA, while we saw the largest increase in the number of people that depended on Webex to work, Cisco also depends on the people in EMEA to provide the intellect and inspiration for our innovation. Again, we see that connection between our customers' experience and Cisco's experience being shared. So, what's next? Well, there's plenty more announcements and demonstrations of our technology throughout WebexOne, but in this session, we wanted to remain focused on EMEA. To gain a better understanding of how workers are coping and adjusting in this part of the world, we commissioned a study called Workforce of the Future, which surveyed 10,000 office-based employees across 12 markets in Europe, Middle East, and Russia. The study captured their feelings about working from home this year, their expectations for their organisation in 2021, and what learnings and new working practices they wish to adopt in the future. The surveys were conducted throughout the month of August, and all respondents had to have conducted 10 consecutive workdays of remote working. And prior to the lockdown, only 5% of those surveyed spent most of their time working from home. However, given the employee experiences during the lockdown, 87% now want greater ownership of how they spend their time between home and the office. Incredibly, 98% of workers expected that there would be at least one remote worker in every meeting. And for me, this is one of the most telling results from the study that best indicates the magnitude of the shift towards hybrid work, where nearly every meeting will have people that are not physically in the meeting room. And perhaps some bad news for the business travel industry. 58% of people said that they wanted to continue to travel less and to use that time to be more productive. Given the opportunity to be CEO for a day, 79% of employees would ensure effective communication and collaboration tools. And 78% said that they would provide similar technology at home as they would in the office. Interestingly, that does not mean we've solved all of our hybrid work challenges simply by providing a laptop and enabling a free piece of software. We see stylized images of idyllic scenes of the work from home experience. But what we know is that being hunched over your laptop is not a long-term solution and is not conducive to long periods of meetings. Clear communication and engagement have always been important to successful meetings, and these will continue to be important. And these cannot be achieved, nor can our individual potential be attained if free software coupled with a simple nostril pointing camera becomes the default provision by employers. We should not forget about the war for talent. What the results of the EMEA survey show us is that the best employees will seek out and select those employers taking responsibility for delivering an office-like experience, or better than an office-like experience, in their home. So, what do we think EMEA workplaces need to do in FY21? Firstly, understand that the development of the hybrid workplace will require a close partnership between IT, facilities, and HR. It's been our experience at Cisco after nearly 20 years of hybrid work styles that all three play critical roles. And in fact, we've seen the emergence of a new type of executive that seeks to coordinate these elements. They're called the workplace director. Secondly, understand that a network out approach is critical to enable successful collaboration. Over-the-top players or software-only players will seek to diminish the role of the network in successful collaboration projects, and in so doing, dramatically increase the likelihood of poor experiences and failure. Cisco's leadership in combining software via Webex and the means to provide high-definition real-time capability on the network means we are best positioned to help you on your journey. And don't forget about that war for talent that I mentioned earlier. Prior to lockdown, offices were being redesigned to accommodate activity-based work for agile teams. We're incorporating diverse spaces, different seating, common areas, kitchens, ping pong and pool tables were all emerging to attract and retain the best talent. And this will continue, but it will also now extend into the home. Employers need to rethink their responsibilities and embrace home working with the same purpose and creativity as they've done in their office. Most of what was done in our first wave was around setting up our organisations for internal collaboration, to meet, message and share content amongst ourselves. But as Peter Drucker, one of the most famous of all business consultants, once said, the purpose of business is to create and keep a customer. This means you need to be able to conduct the same activities of meet, message and share externally in a secure and compliant way. As arguably the world's largest security company, Cisco has solved this problem of security with built-in capability in Webex, not bolted on. And that best enables your business to collaborate externally. Finally, as Jeetu has said, focus on all the factors to create 10x experiences for remote employees. There should be no second-class citizens in a modern hybrid workplace, and that is the focus of Cisco's innovation with Webex. Let me conclude by again thanking all of you, our customers and our partners in EMEA, for attending WebexOne. There is more great content available throughout today and tomorrow, so please be sure to stay tuned. And I hope that one day I will see each of you on a Webex. Thank you.